Latin changed my life by convincing me pretty early on, I think late middle school, that the only way I could really get to the root of these things that I admire so much in the civilization that I am blessed to live in is by learning the language of the men and women who built those civilizations. And then as often as possible going and talking to them and learning from them and hearing them in their own words teach me about what it means to be a flourishing human, to be civilized, even, to be saved. I'm Tom Cox. I have taught Latin, Greek, history, and English here for the last 14 years, and I'm currently the upper school Latin and Greek teacher. Latin tends to be taught in one of two ways. There's probably two extremes. One is the class is labeled Latin, but it's really just another Roman history, Roman culture class. Aren't the Romans cool? Look, here's a Colosseum made out of toothpicks. And so the label is Latin, but the content is lacking. The other extreme tends to be all Latin all the time. So it would be something where it's much more the grammar, let's churn and burn, let's get the facts of Latin, but Latin kind of stays dead because it's kind of always being ripped apart. Let's look at this and label this verb and label this noun, and why did it just take us 10 minutes to get through one sentence? I try to get a happy medium between those two. Languages are vehicles of culture, and it's really important to understand the culture and the language together. But you have to sometimes read more and faster and be willing to skim over the surface of the water. And then other times you might be like the biologist and pull the water out and bring it into the lab and look really, really closely at it and just admire the beauty in a single drop of water. So Latin can do both, but I want to make sure teachers are balanced in what they're doing, zooming out and looking at the wonders of concrete and aqueducts and the Colosseum and the rule of law, and then zooming in and seeing the beauty of a balanced Ciceronian phrase or a Senecan proverb that will stick with you for the rest of your life. Our workshop, what we're going to try to do is answer a lot of these problems that teachers may have had a few years experience and realized, man, I really struggle with connecting my students to the why. And so we want to help with, well, what's your school culture like? What's your classroom culture like? How can you really connect your students to the why in a way where they are, maybe not every day, but most days they're excited to be there and you're excited to teach them. So a lot of it will be for the brand new teacher, what kind of mistakes can you hear from the veterans who are coming that you need to avoid? For the teacher who's been doing this for a few years, what needs tweaking? What needs improvement? Is it connecting to the students and getting their why? Is it your assessments? Is it the tools and books that you use in the classroom? Is it that you've just always known Latin grammar but have stopped reading works in Latin for a while? There really will be something for all levels of Latin teachers, and I'm just excited to kind of bring that group together and see who we are, because I'm sure we'll stay in touch afterwards too and continue to help each other after the two-day workshop is over.